It is Wednesday with Wendell. Morning, everyone. I have Felicia Gomez here, the CEO, CFO of RAD Octopus LLC.
Yeah.
My special guest today is no other than Jeremy Roth Sturgeon, 23 years, retired Naval Senior Chief.
Yes, sir.
You know how you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
And looking good. We just talking about it in a minute, but to get right into it, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Lubbock, Texas, up in the Panhandle in North Texas, and grew up and moved to Odessa when I was a teenager. And from there, I signed up, left, and never went back.
We're gonna bring this back to it, but I had an honor and I was so humble for his 30th wedding anniversary. That's right, ladies. He's 30 years. You know, his wife named Michelle, very attractive, lovely woman. She don't look like it, but she beat you down trying to mess with her John Travolta right here. You know, that's what I call them and everything, high school sweethearts. And 30 years, man, and over the things you accomplished and things you've done, you know, even though that military career of 23 years, it's nothing give and take. You always have to work together, right?
Yeah, it's definitely it's a partnership. You have to be on the same wavelength, and you know, we think the same, we act the same, you know, and our relationship has really got us really close to where, you know, we're just in sync, and it's been awesome these last 30 years that we built together, and the kids and everything. You know, we've got a lot going for us, and you know, my wife's amazing. I mean, she's my number one fan, and she's helped me everything I accomplished. I didn't get there without her. I can tell you that much.
I bet you that much, because she's an educator, West Ethel Independent School District at working administration office and
Yes.
everything. Very highly intelligent, and you know, she can look at Jeremy. See, Jeremy's a really fun-loving guy, but he knows when he get that look. Okay, well, see you later, guys. It's time to go. You know, but a wonderful thing they had at the House of Rock, and with the mariachis, DJ Lean, and your family, and for me to come up there for 20 minutes and chop it up and make people laugh was really special, because you had the different age groups,
Right.
and it was really awesome. Your buddies that was in your naval career, the Four Horsemen, and they was delightful, man. And what more can I say? What were the names again? The Four Horsemen?
They're my lifelong friends. Dan Sybil, San Francisco, California. Sherman Brown from St. Louis, Missouri, and Troy Claxton, who's originally from the Virgin Islands, but now lives in Jacksonville, Florida. And those three guys have been with me, were with me during my entire career. We were such a good team. They just referred to us as the Four Horsemen. And anytime there was a crisis, they called the Four Horsemen, and we went and did our thing. And our success really created a name for ourselves in the military. And to this day, we're brothers. I mean,
What
no
was
doubt about
actually
it.
your job as a senior chief when you come on through the ranks?
Well, I started off as an AK, as a storekeeper, supply. Decided I wanted to make a change, so I'm a mathematician, really good in math. So I went with electronics, and I was an AT, and then from there I made chief, and then senior chief, and I did minesweeping. That's where I got to have a lot of fun, you know. And then my last tour was a command senior chief for the Southeast region. Calibration centers, everything from Jacksonville, Florida, to the Virgin Islands, all the way to New Orleans, and it was a good career. I learned a lot. I never did the same job twice, which is really a blessing, because I worked with A6s, EA6Bs, ship's company, instructor duty, MH53s, and then calibration lab. So it gave me really good diversity.
Yeah.
To learn a lot about the military, and learn a lot about the entire span of what the military does and how we do it.
And working with so many different people, diverse of people,
Yeah.
and makes you let you know, for one thing, this is all about teamwork. That's the number thing about teamwork. Doesn't matter where you come from,
Nope.
how bad you are, how big you are, how much money you got. It's what you depend on this person right next to you to get the job done. You might not like that person per se, but still you got to get the job done.
Yeah,
You know, and
some of those jobs that we had were high risk environments, and you had to put all that aside, and because your life is in their hands, and their life is in yours, and somebody makes a mistake, and something can happen. So you have to have the utmost trust, regardless of your
Right.
opinion of them.
Right.
You got to trust them, and that's the one thing the military taught you, is that when you're out there and you're in the field, like, that's your brother. Like,
That's
he's
it.
he's gonna be he's gonna be your success, or he's gonna be your failure, just like you're gonna be his. And as long as you look at it that way, you'll always succeed, because you don't want to fail each other.
Right. And I know when I met you was at Whataburger Field.
Sure.
You know, and I came there and I wanted to be an usher, And I think when we just had that connect right off the most, I respected you. You're like 19 years my junior, but as far as respect, that doesn't matter when it comes to people have to do a job.
Sure.
And knowing that you can count on this person to do that, and to do a certain thing, and to hold up and be responsible. And you know, at one time when we was getting a lot of things changing going on there with the security and, you know, with the cameras and stuff like that. And always one thing we both went, we had zero tolerance with liars.
Right.
You know, if you admit to something that you do, just own up to it.
Sure.
Okay, we can deal with that, but when you lie and you get caught on tape, well, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. And we look at that, and I know the times that we had a trifecta later on. Yes, hey, Wendell, because I had never been to an Astros game. So we did have a trifecta day.
Yeah.
Went to Houston, saw the Astros play early game.
Yep.
Then went to St. Arnold's Brewery.
Yes.
There, and that's when he spilled his root beer all on me. Glad I had to change the shirt. And it was that was some good root beer though, man. That was good. Everything was off. Then we went to the Parliament Funkadelic concert together.
We sure did.
I said the P-Funk, the original George Clinton.
George Clinton,
I ain't talking
yes.
about no tribute, y'all.
No.
Yeah, we tore the roof off the mother sucker that
Yeah,
night.
it was a good show, and that's I mean, he's an icon in the music industry, and people, the young kids don't realize, like you and me, how much music came from George Clinton in Parliament, and to be able to see him live and play some of his old music was
Yeah, it was just awesome when
memorable.
you
I mean,
see
it's
it
just
live,
awesome.
you know, sure you had your guy over there hitting beats and stuff like that, but the whole thing is that it just the horny horns, and
Yep.
they were just kicking and just having a good time. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. I wish we would have had seats on the floor, because when
we
we
had to
stood
stand.
up, had to stand. People was passing out in front of us going home, had to push people out the way, right? And then when we finally started to walk, it was like I was like the Tin Man, because I needed some lubrication, man. But it was all in fun and loving and just about a good thing. And now you have how many boys?
I have 5 sons.
5 sons. And the age group from?
My oldest son is 31. I have a 27-year. Jonathan's 31. Joey's 27. Joshua's 25. Jackson's 15, and Royce is 14.
Now, the 2 youngest ones, Jackson and Royce. I remember when they were small, there was always, you know, with the computer, that's what they doing, very intelligent kids. The last time I saw them, I'm looking eye to eye at these guys. They're grown that tall. And it's like, oh, no problem, it's all good, you know, we cool. Because I remember as a young, they was kind of like really naive, but now it's like, hey, we know what's going on now.
Yeah.
You know, and that was really exciting.
What schools do you go to?
Royce went to Grant, Jackson went to Carroll. Next year they'll both go to the new Carroll. They're excited about that. But yeah, I'm the shrimp of the family.
Yeah.
So of the sturgeon guys in my generation, I'm one of the small ones, believe it or not. I'm 5'11", weigh 225 pounds, and I'm a little guy. And Jackson is 15, he's 6'1", weighs about 270. And Royce is 14, and he's 6 foot. And so they've already surpassed me. Me and my oldest son are the shortest ones in the family. My Joshua, the 25-year-old, is 6'3".
Yeah.
Joey's 6'2".
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool because to see them, you know, grow up and all their personalities are different.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Completely different.
But they all have a piece of me in a different way.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
And that's a good thing. Yeah,
that's a good thing. Now, that's what got me when first mentioned. I heard the last name Sturgeon. Then you know the first thing came through my mind was the pescado.
Sure.
The fish. And then I looked at it, and then next thing you know, he's talking Spanish. And I'm like, well, you know, okay, I'm going along with it then, because you have German in there and a lot of European in there in your name, and it just amazes me how things are. And you're a highly intelligent man. You know, you read a lot, and not because you have degrees, it's because I've been around you, how you work with people. You know, can you give any advice around to anybody that really want to see that because you're the stadium operations manager at Whataburger Field, and that deals with a lot. Just with the community as well as other companies that have to come in and do work. What advice could you give for a young, inspiring person for whatever they feel they want to get into do?
You definitely need to learn how to work with people. It's called situational leadership. You have to teach each person according to their personality. You can't lead one in one style across the board. Different people take different leadership styles. So to be able to be successful in that type of environment, you have to be dynamic. You have to be able to lead in different environments with different personalities and different groups and different teams, and then most importantly, be receptive to input. The biggest leadership failure I see is a leader his ego gets too big, so he stops taking input. Once he stops taking input, he stops growing, and once he stops growing, the team suffers. So it's important that as you go through the business world, you go through in any type of situation where you're in charge, you have to listen twice as much as the information you give out, because that's what's going to make you stronger. Your guys are the ones that are down in the field. Your guys are the ones that are down there in the environment. Wendell here has been, when we hired him as an usher, he's the one that has the relationships with the fans. So he's more important to those fans than I am. I'm just responsible to make sure the operation happens. But I take his input because he says, hey, somebody complained about this, somebody complained about that. This is the guy they go to. You have to take that in so that you can make changes to improve the environment, because ultimately you should all be focused on that end goal, and that's putting out a good product, regardless of what environment you work in. If you're manufacturing some, if you're working at a baseball field, if you're at a school, your end product is your goal. And as long as everybody's goals are in sync and everybody's working towards that goal, you'll be successful. But it takes a team. Nobody can do it on their own.
No.
And it takes a group of people that are willing to work together and sacrifice for each other to make it happen, because that's the secret to the team, is to be willing to give.
Yeah. You know, because to me, team, TEAM, you got to be together. You got to have that effort, the right attitude, and the motivation. The motivation at the end of the day, then to know that you did the best that you could do that day. And if things happen, because, you know, I had an incident, you remember, you know.
I was there.
And it was just that at that particular time, and I didn't get out of hand or anything, just that another co-worker heard what I said to the guy. And I was just trying to do my job, just, you know, being respectful and everything. And he said the N-word, and I just told him if it was 30 years ago, I was using it for a mop. I actually meant that, but the point was is that I shouldn't have responded that way. It could have been other ways. And that's what I learned, basically, of all the times, how you're dealing with people on a basis. You know, you have to look at it a different way. Sometimes you just got to walk away and leave it alone.
Right.
But you still got to bring to somebody's attention so they are aware of it. Not like, oh, don't worry about it.
No.
Then let's try to make aware of it.
And I remember that incident very well, because Wendell is a good guy to be around. He's always happy. He's energetic. He's always joking. He's always making people feel happy. And when I saw that look on his face, which is a look I never wanted to see again, I knew that something was wrong. And when he told me what had happened, I didn't hesitate to escort the guy out and talk to him, because I don't tolerate anybody treating anybody like that, regardless of who. If I knew you or not, no person should be talked to like that, especially when you're in a family environment and you're trying to create something for the kids and the family. And like I was telling Wendell, when we work in the baseball, your reward isn't the paycheck. Yeah, you get paid and you need money to survive. But when you're in the bottom of the ninth inning, and guy hits a walk-off home run, and grandpa's hugging grandkids, and dad's high-fiving his wife and daughter, and the boyfriend and girlfriend are kissing, and everybody's jumping up and down, you get to take some pride and say, you know what? We created that moment for them, you know? And I took a lot of pride in the fact that we created moments for these families that they get to carry with them for the rest of their lives and they'll talk about. And Wendell was a big part of that. And so when somebody, and I know who Wendell is, I know what he is, I know his character, and when somebody says something like that, normally it's somebody that's uneducated and let it get to their head, because the only time people start using insults is when they're losing an argument. And it's your arrogant people, for sure. And so when you're trying to explain what your job is, hey, we can't do this, we can't do that, and the guy replies with the N-word, that tells me that he had nowhere else to go. He had no way to justify what he was doing. So then he attacks the person, and that's characteristic of somebody that is losing a battle. They'll attack the person, and they get off subject of what the discussion was about. So, but definitely had zero tolerance for any type of racism or comments like that, and
it's all just,
but you handled it well. You didn't punch the guy.
No, I didn't put my hands on him. I didn't. I just looked at him like, you know, boy, if I had lasers on, he would have been melted. I mean, gone
for sure.
Right then. And so I just left it alone, talked about it, had it, never happened again. That's when I felt, that's when I had to change me at the ballpark. Like anything, if I had a problem with at home, no. When I hit that asphalt, go between them gates, hey, it's all about, come on in, how y'all doing?
Exactly.
You know, I go get the balls that the guys hit in batting practice to give to the kids.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the big, I have kids come up to, you remember me? You know, stuff like that, you gave the ball, and that's the thing, too, that helps me. Like I said, it's not about the money, it's the love that I have for the game that I didn't get to play. But I'm enjoying it. I've talked to a lot of the guys that got some World Series rings, you know, and things like that, and get to meet them and really get fans that are season ticket holders. You all understand that, and once you grasp that feeling, it's kind of hard for me to let go, you know. But it's good. It helps me out.
But I tell you what,
a better person.
I tell you what, and this is in tribute to you as well. One of my favorite moments that I remember, and I spent 14 years there, is when we honored the Solomon Coles team. That was one of the biggest honors I ever had. And the special part is you knew them. You went to school with them.
Well,
And
I knew of them.
you knew of them. They were a little older than you.
Yeah, but
this team was one of the first teams in South Texas at Solomon Coles High School to win a state title.
Yeah.
Back then, it was a different world. It was an all-black team.
Yeah.
They didn't get any recognition, and we dug it up. And the guys in the team said, "Hey, you know what? As much as we talk about Sinton and we talk about Refugio and Flower Bluff and Cal Allen and now recently London.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the London Pirates and the Sinton Pirates. You're the pirate. That team was forgotten, and to be able to contact all of them and bring them all together, give them state championship rings. What is it? Like 50 years later?
Yeah.
To be able to give them their state championship ring, and for the couple of players that had already passed on to have their daughters and sons come and represent them was one of the biggest honors I ever had. It was huge for the city of Corpus Christi, and it was a huge stepping stone for the community.
Yeah, I agree.
To show them that we, the support is for everybody.
Yeah.
We don't like one team more than anybody. We support the community.
There you
and
go.
if you're in the Corpus Christi community, you're part of our family.
Right.
And those guys, we still remain in contact with them today. And I every time I see them, I make sure I go by and say hello and spend time with them. But that was amazing, and it was so fun because you knew them, and we gotta have conversations with them and how
it was really
and
good.
what they
And
took.
I think everybody that had part in that, bringing that to the table, and that was really good. And that brought a little bit of community together, a little bit to see all that together.
Yeah.
And that's because in the Coastal Bend area, I'm trying to tell you, hands down, there's some of the best high school or best baseball players in the area. Before, after doing, and all this has proven today. Like I said, and congratulations. Sinton Pirates, I'm marking my word right now, they're going back to back. They're going back again and winning again next season. London can do the same thing. And these guys can play with anybody in the United States. I'm talking about the Sinton Pirates. I feel that because I look at them, they're ball players.
Yeah.
They're ball players. Coaches are outstanding, so congratulations to both of those teams there. London Pirates and the Sinton Pirates.
Yes.
Well, one thing about Sinton too, if you spell it backwards, it means not nice. And they're not nice on the baseball field. That's what I do know. Oh, man.
One of our besties is out there, Sinton, Jennifer.
Yeah, well, she went to Refugio. She went to us.
Well, she's not.
And Barbara works with us, and she's
She works
in the school district.
and Bar, she was really great and gone
Absolutely.
home. You couldn't, proud her from going.
It's that
anything
pride, man.
really.
You
It's that pride,
see, you see them because Barbara teaches elementary,
yeah.
and half
them
those
students-
students were hers in elementary.
Yeah.
So, and teachers, her students, that's her kids, and to see them succeed that way is like watching your own child succeed. And you can just see her beaming when Sin went out there and represented.
Well, don't mean to cut you up. I am the AMC guy, and that is not your American Movie Classics channel guy. I am the acronym man of comedy. Now, you hit me with one, you text on it, and I said, man, look at here, because you always told me, hey, let me write your jokes, and you say them. No, you write your own jokes, say your own jokes, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's understandable because of how we are. But when you came up with SALARY, a man, a woman, she just really wants your money, she wants your salary. That's right, SALARY. She wants a man's security. She wants a man's attention. She wants his love, his respect, and most of all, she wants you. So you guys think about that. You know, when you think, man, I'm wasting all this money, well, just remember that I just want your salary, baby, and everything will be fine. And I'm going to have to use that, and that's my word. If I get paid for it, I'll make sure I'll break you off there, Senior Chief. Now, you were a concert goer.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of your music is diverse, and I've seen a lot of concerts when I did Concrete Street, and we went to one, but any others coming up that's supposed to be out there that's coming here? Or
so that's me and my wife love music. And ironically, you said I was her John Travolta. Mine and my wife's favorite movie is Grease.
It's Grease, okay.
And matter of fact, 2.5 years ago, we flew to Jacksonville, Florida, because they did Grease live, and they showed the movie, and you got to act with the movie.
Yeah.
And Olivia Newton-John was there, John Travolta was there, all the T-Birds were there.
Cool.
And so we got to see them, and that was a big moment for us because, like you said, we love music and we love all genres.
Right.
I tell people, music is like golf. You know, not everybody likes to watch golf on TV.
Right.
It's slow. It can be boring unless you're a golf fan. But when you go live,
it's totally different.
it's a completely different experience.
Yeah.
Because you see the crowds, you get to see Tiger Woods, you get to see Phil Mickelson, you get to see these guys in live, and you're like, whoa, this is so much cooler. Concerts are the same way.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if it's
That's
not
it.
your genre of music,
Right.
when you go to that concert, it opens you up to the experience, and then you may leave there liking that kind of music because you understand it, because you got to see it live, because you get to see the personality of the artist. You get to see their performance. You get to hear them talk from the heart on why they did what they did and the path that they took. And it changes the way you look at music. So we're big fans. Me and my wife have been to over 250 concerts. And right now, we're going to be seeing Chicago at the end of this month.
How about Earth, Wind, and Fire?
I'm going to go see Earth, Wind, and Fire. We are going to go see Vanilla Ice in July. 38 Special. We're also going to see Evanescence, I'm a big fan of Evanescence. July 25th, we got tickets to see Garth Brooks. And so all these groups, and that's diversity within itself, what I just named.
Yeah, it is. Love it.
We take the opportunity when we can to see something new, to open ourselves up to an experience. I'm not big on the new rap style.
Yeah, I understand.
Because I grew up in a little bit older generation.
Oh yeah, grew up with Houdini and Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah, exactly.
On.
My favorite artist was Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, Biggie Smalls.
And even my granddaughters call me Papa. They call me Big Papa because that's my thing. And, but music brings people together.
Yes, it does.
Music breaks boundaries. Music gets you to meet people you've never would have met before. And you know me.
Yes.
The more people you put me around, the more comfortable I am.
Yeah.
Because I just like to learn. Yeah. And every person I meet, I learn something new.
Yes.
And it makes me a better person.
Right.
And even if the experience is bad,
I
learned something new,
you still learn
and it still makes me a better person.
It makes you stronger and
and
aware, and it makes you inner peace. That's what I try to tell people right now. There's a lot of things that's going on in this world right now, a lot more than we could ever expect.
Sure.
I mean, you're a 70s baby, right?
I am.
You're a 70s baby. So at that time, when you was coming in, I'm leaving out of high school.
Right.
Okay, so my world of what I was expecting was like, okay, that 1978 Space Odyssey 2001 came out. Right. I'm thinking 2001, I'm in 1978. Now I'm in 2022.
Right.
So everything that is going on and wanting to learn every day, something new every day. Being respectful of people, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Don't cost you nothing.
No.
Sure, you're going to have your good and bad and ugly days, but once you put it to make you a stronger person, spiritually, I sleep good at night, man.
Amen.
And I know about your health situation, and thank God for that. I love you, brother. You got to shout out anybody you want to shout out to before we go
well, before that, I want to talk about one thing.
Oh yeah.
7 years ago today, my man here every morning. He's an inspiration to me, and I know he knows that because I always remind him how much respect I have for him. But every morning, social media, I open it up and he gets up early in the morning. He's an early bird. And there's always a message. If you don't follow him on Facebook, follow him now. Every morning, there's a picture of the beach, a picture of the sunrise, a picture of the downtown, and it says, "Thank you, God, for another day." And that resonates in my heart because, you know, we got given a second chance.
Yeah.
7 years ago, Wendell was taking his walk in the morning like he always does, and a person was drunk, fell asleep at the wheel, and took him out. And he had just been working for us a couple months. And when I got the call, when I saw it in the news, I thought, I gotta go. Like, I left work. I said, I gotta go see Wendell. And I went and saw him in the hospital, and it was him and his mom.
And I see you.
And ICU, he still had street dirt on him where it just moved him into the ER. And I sat there with him, and I remember, you know, he wasn't angry. You know, he was grateful that he's still here. His outlook on life has changed me because he's, you know, he doesn't take for granted anything. Every day is a gift.
Yes.
And he says that every morning. That message that you put out every morning, I don't think you realize how it means so much. I look forward
to
read that.
Let's thank you, Lord, for another truly blessed, grateful, and thankful day.
Amen.
Then I put up the prayers of hands, power to you, gotta be strong, and love.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about to me every day.
Every
Don't
day.
matter how things get.
And that accident brought me and Wendell closer together because I really got to meet him personally. I got to meet his mother. She was an amazing woman. She was so nice. Every time I went, she'd spend the first 30 minutes thanking us for going to visit, and then spend the last 30 minutes before we left thanking us before we left. And and obviously, because of the way you are, she's a big influence in your life.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
but yeah, I want to definitely bring that up because every day's a gift. I've been battling cancer on and off for the last 5 years, and every day's a gift.
Yeah.
Every day I'm here. I'm one quick little things that take 1 minute.
It's okay.
When
Come
I got
on.
diagnosed with cancer, I went and talked to my father,
Right.
my priest, and I said, I'm gonna die. It hit me hard.
Yeah.
He said to me, "What day you dying?" And I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "Well, you just told me you had cancer. What day are you gonna die?" And I said, I don't know, Father. And he said, "Before you had cancer, what day were you gonna die?" And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "Nothing's changed. Live your life every day.
Yeah.
There's two ways to live life. Focusing on the days you're alive, or focusing on the one day that you're gonna die. Nothing has changed. You didn't know when you were gonna die before cancer.
Yeah.
You don't know when you're gonna die after cancer.
Yeah.
Live your life.
Yeah.
Focus on, the right things, and live for the right things, and you'll live. And you know what? It changed me. I enjoy life. I don't think about that
embrace it.
anymore.
Yeah.
I embraced it.
Yeah,
and
there you
then
go.
I appreciate it, and
Yeah.
every little thing, is a gift.
Yeah.
And I take that to heart because I'm here today.
Yeah.
And as long as I wake up on this side of the grass,
That's it.
it's a blessing.
That's it.
And Wendell's a big part of that because, like I said, his morning message always is refreshing. When I've had a bad day and I wake up to that, it's refreshing.
Yeah.
And
I appreciate
for you guys ain't following him, I advise you to follow him because I call him Mr. Wendell. He's a man of wisdom. He's a guy I look up to. He's a guy that has corrected me and guided me when I've gotten upset or something, and reminds me of the important things. And we all need one of them in our lives to put us back on the path. So my first shout out definitely has to be to Mr. Wendell for inviting me here today and let me be part of his podcast. I know you're getting it up and running, everything's going, but it'll influence a lot. You're going to influence more people. You already have, but you're going to continue to influence people more than you'll ever know.
I appreciate it.
And
I
other than
sit
that,
down every day, I appreciate
other than that,
it.
I want to give a shout out to my family. Yeah, man, definitely, bro.
Yeah.
This guy's a brother to me, more than he
Yeah,
knows.
appreciate
And
it.
and then just shout out to my family for the support. My wife Michelle, and all my 5 sons, and my 4 horsemen that are out there somewhere, making a difference.
Yeah.
We stick together through thick and thin, and I just appreciate everything. You don't get to where you're at by yourself.
Yeah.
I can sit here and talk about people all day that got me here.
Yeah.
But I can just tell you that nothing I accomplish in life, not one thing, that I do on my own. and I owe it to somebody somewhere.
Exactly.
And as long as people remember that, you can live a good life.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you don't get your arrogance don't
Yeah,
get to you.
no, none
and-
of
and
that.
you
None of
appreciate
that.
it.
Your jealousy, your judgmental part about
Yeah,
hey,
it don't matter.
come on, let's get it, let's move it.
Yeah.
Felicia, you on the side over there, or you got any? Nobody you want to shout out? Just gonna keep going, right?
Just gonna, yeah.
Okay.
To everyone.
Well, once again, I just want to give a shout out to everybody. You know, to stay positive in life. Doesn't cost you anything.
Nope.
Sure, you're going to have trouble every day. But you got to deal with the GBU, baby, the good, the bad, and ugly. That's not my acronym, but that's just true story. Hey, my name is Mr. Wendell. I'll see you when I'm looking at you. See you, Luke?